I'm 64 years old, and I have $10,000 in my retirement savings. That's it, $10,000. And in about a year, I'm supposed to what? Retire? Live on that? I wake up at 3 in the morning sometimes, and I lie there and do the math over and over in my head, hoping somehow the numbers will be different this time. They never are. You want to know how this happened? I worked my whole life. I wasn't lazy. I wasn't irresponsible. I lived. And somehow that wasn't enough. I started working when I was 16, part-time at a grocery store while I was still in high school. After graduation, I got a job at a manufacturing plant. Good, honest work. Union job. I thought I was set. I thought if I just showed up every day, did my job, and didn't cause trouble, everything would work out. That's what my dad did. That's what his dad did. It worked for them. But things changed. The pension that was supposed to be there, the company restructured in the 90s. They froze the pension plan, switched us to 401ks instead. And look, I tried to contribute. I really did. But when you're making $38,000 a year and you've got 2 kids in a mortgage, 3% here, 5% there when you can afford it, it doesn't add up the way they tell you it will. I got divorced when I was 42. That cut everything in half. The house, the savings, everything. Started over. Met Linda a few years later. We got married. Between us, we had 4 kids to help through life. College wasn't all paid for, but we helped where we could. You want to see your kids succeed, you know? You don't want them buried in debts before they even start. And we had emergencies. My son broke his arm skateboarding, $12,000, even with insurance. Linda's mom got sick. We helped with her medical bills. Our car died, needed a new transmission, then eventually a whole new car. The water heater went, the furnace went. Every time we'd get a little bit ahead, something would happen. Something always happened. I'd cash out a little for my 401k when we were desperate, pay the penalty, pay the taxes. I knew I wasn't supposed to. I knew it was for retirement. But when you need $4,000 right now to keep the electricity on and fix the car so you can get to work, retirement seems very far away. You tell yourself you'll make it up later. You always tell yourself that. But 2008 crash hit us hard. I had about $45,000 saved up by then. I was 51 years old, and I remember thinking, okay, I'm behind, but I've got time. I can catch up. Then I watched it drop to $28,000 in about 4 months. It hurt. God, it hurt. But everyone said, don't panic, don't sell, it'll come back. So I held on. It did come back, eventually, but by then I'd had to borrow against it for my daughter's medical emergency. She didn't have good insurance at her job. Appendicitis, complications, emergency surgery, $30,000. We paid some, she paid some, and I took out a 401k loan for the rest. You're supposed to pay those loans back. I was paying it back, $50 every paycheck, but then the plant I worked for 23 years shut down, moved operations to Mexico. I was 56 years old. I found another job after 7 months of looking. Warehouse work, paid $11 an hour, less than half what I was making before. I couldn't afford to keep paying back the 401k loan, so it defaulted. The whole thing became a taxable distribution. I owed taxes I couldn't pay. The IRS set up a payment plan. More money going out every month. I kept working, kept trying, switched jobs a few times looking for better pay, worked my way up to $17 an hour by the time I was 62. My back was starting to hurt most days, my knees weren't great, but I kept going because what else do you do? Then COVID hit. I was furloughed for 4 months. Unemployment helped, but it wasn't enough. We burned through what little savings we had just trying to keep up with the mortgage and utilities. When I came back to work, they'd cut everyone's hours, 30 hours a week instead of 40. Linda works too. She's a home health aide, makes about the same as me. Together, we bring home maybe $45,000 a year. We have a small house, we don't take vacations, we don't eat out much, we don't buy new things unless the old ones completely break. We're not living above our means. This is just life. And now I'm 64, 1 year from Medicare, 1 year from when I'm supposed to think about retiring, and I've got $10,000. Social Security says I'll get about $1,800 a month if I wait until I'm 67. Linda will get about $1,400. That's $3,200 a month. Our mortgage is $1,200. Property taxes are another $400 a month. Utilities run about $300. Insurance, food, medications, car expenses. We'll be lucky if we break even. And that's assuming nothing goes wrong. When does nothing ever go wrong? I can't retire at 65. I probably can't retire at 70. Maybe not at 75. I'll work until my body literally won't let me anymore. And then, I don't know. I honestly don't know. People talk about retirement like it's something everyone gets to do. Like it's a reward for working hard your whole life. But I worked hard. I worked so hard. I played by the rules. I showed up. I paid my taxes. I raised my kids. I helped my family. I didn't buy fancy things or take expensive trips. I lived a modest, responsible life. And I have $10,000. You want to know what terrifies me? It's not dying. I've made peace with that. It's living. It's being 75 years old and still working because I have to. It's getting sick and not being able to afford the care I need. It's becoming a burden on my kids after I spent my whole life trying to help them have it better than I did. I see these articles sometimes about how much you need to retire. $1 million, $2 million. I read those and I almost laugh, except it's not funny. It's not funny at all. Those numbers are so far from my reality that they might as well be talking about buying a spaceship. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm really not. I'm just tired. I'm tired of pretending I'm not scared. I'm tired of doing the math at 3 in the morning. I'm tired of watching other people talk about their retirement plans and their travel dreams while I'm trying to figure out how to make it to 70 without losing everything. 45% of people my age are in the same boat. 45%. It's not a personal failure. It's not just a few people who made bad choices. That's almost half of an entire generation heading toward old age with almost nothing. And nobody's talking about it. Not really. Oh, they'll do studies, they'll publish reports, but then what? We're still here. We're still working. We're still terrified. I don't know how this story ends. I really don't. I'll keep working as long as I can. I'll apply for every assistance program I qualify for. I'll make every dollar stretch as far as it'll go. Linda and I will figure it out somehow, because what other choice do we have? But if you're younger than me, if you're 30 or 40 or 50 and you think you have time, please, please don't end up where I am. I know life is expensive. I know emergencies happen. I know you want to help your kids and your parents and live your life. I know all of that because I lived all of that. But this is terrifying, and I wouldn't wish this feeling on anyone. I'm 64 years old. I have $10,000 in retirement savings, and I am absolutely terrified of what comes next.